Hi, my name is Noel and I teach meditation as a universal practice, which has rich fruits for individuals and society. In this video, we will explore the difference between doing and being. So, here goes. We have seen how meditation gives rise to very practical benefits, which can be measured fairly easily. But you've also heard me say that meditation goes deeper, that it has the capacity to transform us at a deeper level of our being. Meditation does more than change our relationship to our distractions. John Main, one of those who rediscovered and recovered the practice of meditation for our time in the Christian tradition, used to say that meditation moves our center of gravity beyond thought, from the head to the heart. Now, these fruits of meditation go deep, very deep, right to the center of our being. You might say to our true self. Meditation helps us to integrate and balance the head and the heart. While they may express it differently to one another, all of the meditation traditions say that it impacts on human flourishing, leading to personal transformation. While the practical benefits of meditation are easy to measure, these deeper fruits are much less easy to measure, if at all, but they can be described. We discover something important beyond words about who we are in meditation. So in this video, we will explore how meditation opens us up to a whole new dimension of our own being. Meditation brings us directly into a new way of being, a way of silence and of stillness. And ironically, it's by immersing ourselves in silence that we begin to improve the depth of our everyday communication and relationships. All of the meditation traditions tell us, each in their own way, that when we sit in meditation, we leave aside the mode of doing and ground ourselves instead in the mode of being. It has been a key theme of these videos that in our modern, busy, even hectic world, we all need to take time out in our lives to simply be, to stop all of our doing and simply be, even for a short period. Time away from work, time in nature, time without being surrounded by noise. When we start to meditate, we begin to realize how much we need stillness and silence in our lives. It is in stillness and silence that we awaken and nourish ourselves at the deepest level of our being. Let's explore for a moment some of the differences between doing and being, and in particular the importance of the relationship between being and doing. As we do so, we will come to realize how meditation improves our clarity of perception and changes our sense of self-identity, which we normally associate almost exclusively with our doing mode, at the expense of our sense of participation in being. Do you recall the song Scatman's World from 1995? One of the lines from that song says, "I want to be a human being, not a human doing." We are meant to be human beings, and that is how we choose to describe ourselves. But I wonder if human doings sometimes describes us better. We all need a healthy balance between being and doing in our lives. If we give in to the temptation of modern life, we will get caught up in excessive doing, but inevitably the quality of our doing will suffer. I'm sure we've all experienced that in our lives at some stage, that when we take on too much, we simply can't maintain the quality of what we're doing. On the other hand, of course, if we let go of all doing, then nothing gets done. And life can be miserable that way too. So we need to find a healthy balance between being and doing. On the surface, and when we first start to meditate, as we sit still and silent, the realm of being can appear lifeless and boring. Mainly because we have become unused to it. It can look like that. But we discover in time that this is not the case at all. We discover that being mode is a nourishing and uplifting state of mind that is always available to you, even in the midst of busy activity. The key question is, what is the relationship between our activities of thinking and action, in other words, our doing? What is the relationship between that and our state of being? Are our doings fully rooted in our being? Alternatively, are our doings totally disconnected from our state of being, from our true self? The wisdom traditions, and indeed the religions of the world, tell us that we are happiest, healthiest, when being is primary over doing, when our being informs and guides our doing. This means that all our thinking and actions are meant to be fully rooted in a state of being, but very often they are not. As John Main wrote, one thing we learn in meditation is the priority of being over action. Indeed, he said, no action has any meaning, or at least any lasting depth of meaning, unless it springs from being, from the depths of your own being. Another way of saying that is to say we are unhealthy or distracted when doing takes precedence over being. And that happens when we allow ourselves to become over busy, to become engulfed by constant thinking and doing. When that happens, we are less aware, and we begin to experience isolation, anxiety, and worry. We find ourselves focusing exclusively on how we can maintain our life, satisfy our worldly needs, and try to control our own destiny. There is no doubt that good work can bring us enjoyment and meaning when it is properly rooted in our being. However, if we pursue them in a manner that is disconnected from our being, we will not find deep meaning or happiness. So, what must we do to experience our being? In moments of stillness and silence, we experience something deeper within ourselves. We might call this our true self, who we are at the very deepest level of our being. And we experience this true self through the heart, not through the chattering mind. Of course, I don't mean the physical heart that beats within us, but the metaphorical heart. The metaphorical heart is a symbol used by so many wisdom traditions to point to that deepest sense of our being. And the simple truth, which you can experience for yourself if you remain faithful to your meditation practice, is that silence also opens us to experience something deeper within ourselves, which reaches outside of ourselves, transforming and deepening our relationship with others, the world around us, and the creative energy of the universe. And now, to help you ensure that your doing is informed by your deepest sense of your being, I invite you now to sit in stillness and silence for the next 10 minutes and to try to set aside 10 minutes each day for meditation.